Okay, this next movement, I'm going to show you how to actually escape from north-south. A lot of times from the north-south, the guy's controlling you, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up. Okay? Some people refer to it as 69, but it's sometimes not really appropriate. 69 seems like a little bit off. Anyway, we'll do it from north-south. So at this point in time, he's controlling me. What I want to do is I want to cross my hands on top of me like this, so that way my hands are not sticking out, so he can kimura me or he can V-arm me or whatever. So I want to make sure my elbows are in at this point. So if my elbows are in, he's laying on top of me, he's controlling my hips. I'm going to bridge my hips up as much as I can, and with the elbows that's underneath, I'm going to push them backwards in that fashion. So I bridge up and I push back with my elbows just to create some space. So I bridge my hips, I push back, and then I'm going to bring my knees up and I grab onto his elbows. My feet, I want to make sure that my feet almost clamp together so that my knees are more open, more butterfly. Because if they're too much like this, then he'll just take his hands off my knees. So I want to make sure that my legs are open really wide. And then I'm going to push him in a forward manner, and he's going to fall towards his head. Okay, again. So my hands are crossed in front of me, I bridge my hips up, I push him backwards, I slide my hands down, I grab onto his wrist. And I bring my feet together so that my knees are more like this rather than like this. So I keep them open and right at the bend of his elbow. So you can't pull it out of there. Okay? So I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So from here, I cross my hands, I bridge up, here, my feet come together, and then I'm just going to push him forward. And I have the direction, throw him in any direction I want. I can throw him in that direction or that direction because I have complete control of this. I wrap around his arm, and I get up, and I go right away into a V-arm lock. V-arm lock, I keep my head down as much as I can, creating no space. And then I just slowly just lift his elbow off the floor. Again. So my hands are crossed underneath me, I bridge up, push him back, knees up, feet together, push forward, and I just direct him into whichever position I want, and I come up and I wrap around that arm. No thumb, again, no thumb. And I, on top of him, control his head down, and I lift his elbow up. I'm going to show you from a different angle so that way you'll be able to see how I lift his elbow. Up. I'm going to push him forward so he falls on that side. I'm going to wrap around, my head buried on my bicep, and this elbow, I'm going to retract it and then slowly just lift it up. Just in case you can see that again, and back it up. Up. Here. Let's turn him over slightly, just right here. This arm goes around, elbow on the floor, my head goes down on my bicep, and keep his wrist on the floor. Now in this position, his wrist is pretty flexible this way. So to create or to take away his flexibility, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retract his elbow as close as I possibly can towards his hip. That minimizes how much flexibility he has in his shoulder. So from here, I'm going to bring it down, keep it close to his hip, keep his wrist on the floor, and slowly just lift his elbow. Okay, that's reversal from north-south. Okay, this next move, I'm going to show you exactly how to apply from the north-south, a kimura from the north-south, using the same escape from the previous one. So we're going to use the escape, the basic escape from the north-south, but we're going to apply kimura to it. So again, from this position, my elbows are in front of me. So I want to bridge my hips as much as I can, and I'm going to push back with the elbows to create space. So watch this. So I bridge my hips, I push back, I bring my knees up, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn. And as I turn, I'm going to switch hands. See? And as I switch hands, my foot goes on top of his head, and I get him over right there. Again. So I bridge my hips up, I push him back, my feet are together the same way. I turn, and as I turn, I'm going to switch hands. So that way I'm controlling his arm at a 90-degree angle. I slide it over, put my foot over the top of his head, and I go right into the kimura right there. From here, again, I'm going to turn. I turn my body, And his elbow's like this, so I just have to crank it and switch hands like that. Put the other foot to control him. Because I want, it's based on position, control, submission. So I have to control my position first, and then apply my submission. So hips up, push back, feet it together, again butterfly, and I just kind of pivot my body outside of him. I crank that arm, I grab that, and then I want to make sure that I control my position. So I'm controlling that. The other hand, I slide it inside, no thumb again, and I grab that. A lot of times people say, what if the guy flip over? So if he flips over, it's okay, because then I just come up on it, and I just keep it in the same position anyway. So it doesn't really matter. That's the good thing about a kimura. You can always roll around, and you don't even have to ever let go of the position. No matter whichever way he rolls, whatever, you can still control it. Again. My hands across, hit, push back, up. I pivot, I crank that arm, control it. Kimura. Hi, I'm Nigel Scanderberg, founder of the Thai-Ju-Jitsu self-defense system. All these techniques and stuff like this is also on our website. You can check out our website at www.Thai-Ju-Jitsu.com. And I'd like to thank you too for having the opportunity to give us this moment to show all the techniques that we actually can show based on Thai Jiu-Jitsu.